I appreciate you guys here. Uh, and I need you guys to, if you possibly can, please go ahead. And if you have questions to ask, go ahead and ask. We're going to keep this one up for those who missed this class. But it's a very important class that we're going to have and we're going to hold today. So I want to talk to y'all about this class um, and the significance of the class before we even get into it. A lot of guys are frustrated with fear. They're frustrated with anxieties. They are frustrated because of a lack of communication with women. And there's several things that happens to a lot of men. And what we're going to talk about today, and I ask that you guys get your notes out, ask your questions if you want. Just cap your questions because I'm driving. But I want to begin this on the basis of the foundation and what we're going to discuss this. And I got it on. I'm just showing you. I got it on a piece of paper right here. I usually like to go off the top of my head, Brandon, but I got two major points right here, Brandon. Make sure you write this down, Brandon, because and all of you write this down because this is going to be the basis of the conversation we have on this drive today. And we're going to leave this, okay? So the first thing I want to say to all you guys, write this down. When it comes to what happens, remember, guys, we're talking about open loops and closed loops, okay? And if you're new here, an open loop is the majority of you guys out there who don't understand yourself, who don't understand the game. A closed loop is someone that has a lot of self-awareness that he can see what, I've always said, sight beyond sight. So we're going to talk about that. And guys, if you have a question, go ahead and cap your question and we'll answer it. But I want to discuss this. Wait, shit. Got the wrong, wait a second, I'm trying to get this filter thing, my cards. I'm trying to clear. Okay. Anyway, so let me go ahead and talk about this and discuss this for you guys. So all you guys can have a better understanding of what it is I'm talking about. We're going to keep this video up, but this video is very important for all you young men to understand about the game and have an understanding of understanding. So we appreciate anybody coming in. If you're late, just go back and listen. I have to turn it off. Just if you're late, just go back and listen to what I'm about to say right now if you're just joining us. So the bases that we're talking about today are going to be two basic principles that are really important when it comes to the game, okay? The very first principle that we have, and I want you to write this down, is I want you to know that all of your thoughts when it comes to relationships, it comes to women, comes to dating, comes to texting, comes to communicating, comes to turning her off, comes to asking her out. Everything when it comes to that realm of things, that all of your thoughts are temporary, okay? Your mind has a lot of things that's going in his head right now. A million things that happen when you get around a woman, when you see a woman, when you talk to a woman, or you message a woman. But you have to understand, for a lot of you guys who have anxiety, you are shy, you have anxiety, fear, worry, or anything like that, gentlemen. What's very important is that you have to understand when it comes to the game that all your thoughts are temporary. That means they don't carry over. They just cross over, but they don't carry over unless you hold those things down and anchor those things into your mind, all right? The second thing that we have to talk about on the basis of what I'm discussing today is this is very important. Once you start to learn the game, gentlemen, which most people don't understand what game is, but I tried to explain it earlier today, is that once you become a closed loop and you have a thought, you can then have the strength to observe the thought. So what do I mean by that? What I'm saying to a lot of you young men out there to learn and understand is that once you become a closed loop, gentlemen, you don't know it right now. And I'm not trying to get mythical or anything, but I'm trying to explain to a lot of you young men out there who are mad, who are frustrated, who are angry, who are confused, that once you begin to learn the game, there is a version of you that exists right now. You have not met him yet, but he's there. There is a version of you that exists, okay, that is above your thoughts. Not below, not beside, but above your thoughts, okay? Which means, gentlemen, is that a man can watch his thoughts, observe his thoughts, and not be controlled by his thoughts, his feelings, or his emotions. It is a difference between a man walking up to a woman and saying, I'm going to introduce her to me, versus a man that looks at a woman and says, she's so beautiful, what do I have to do to get her to like me? That's the difference maker right there. A lot of you guys are the stories that you have in your head, and I told you on a show the other night that many of you guys out here are not only the thoughts, but your behavior doesn't come first. Your behavior is triggered by the wounds and the things that you see and feel. That's why we're going to have this discussion. But what I'm saying to you young men is that we're so cold about the game is that there can be a part of you there's a version of you. Each and every one. I'm not trying to get all mythical, but there is a version of you somewhere inside of you, not inside of me, no Diddy, inside of you that can observe his thoughts and not be controlled by them. You can look at a woman and observe, she's beautiful, what do I do? You can look at a woman and say, oh my God, what am I going to say, and not be worried about it. No matter what you do and what you say, thoughts are always going to cross your mind, because right now, as I said before, you are not you right now. You are the subtotal of your parents, your teacher, and your pastor. So to understand that, because we got a lot to talk about, we're going to chop all this up. But I'm trying to make sure that you guys can understand this level of the game that we're going to be talking about today by just using those two things, okay? Your thoughts are temporary, okay? And you can observe your thoughts from a position, because there's a version of you out there that can observe your feelings, your emotions, your fears, all the anxieties and everything that you feel, and not be controlled by them. That's what's going to break the loop in the woman, okay? So we're gonna drive. We're driving. We're gonna talk about it. Guys, if you have a question, go ahead and ask. Put it, just cap it. But I'm gonna continue. So the thing is that a lot of you young men out there, y'all get exposed and you don't even know it, okay? A lot of you guys, and what I don't mean exposed in a bad way, but I'm just saying, what women can recognize from you guys out here, okay? You can learn every video you want to. You can learn every pickup line, and you can read every book and every manual that you want to read, okay? Okay? You can learn when to go forward. You can hear to stop chasing women, okay? You can learn all that in your head, okay? But the question that a lot of guys get upset with is that, okay, I know what I have to do. Why am I not doing it? I know what I have to say to her. Why is it I can't say what I want to say to her? Even I want to have sex with her. I want to take her on a date. I want to talk to her. I want to reach out to her. I give you an example. I had a client today that he met a woman online, and because he thought she was so beautiful, he didn't look at what he needed to do to a point where the woman says, I really do appreciate, the reach out, but I just don't feel a spark. And the reason why she didn't feel a spark is because, again, he didn't realize that he had a version of him that could have observed what he needed to do for the woman And that's where he went wrong. But there is always going to be a missing piece, gentlemen, to a lot of you young men out there. And a lot of you guys just don't know what to do in certain kind of moments because none of you guys have never locked in on who you are. You are not your thoughts. You are not who you are right now. And I'm not saying that to be some mythical person. I'm saying the reason why you are getting confused and the reason why I'm watching the road, guys, so y'all got to excuse me, but I'm trying to look at you at the same time. And if y'all got a question, go ahead and cap it. But what I'm saying to all of you out here, I need you to understand why, because if you don't understand the why, you're going to you're going to continue to keep doing what you're doing right now. The why is that you're trying to talk to somebody you've never met before. I know, sounds crazy, but I need you to game this out. I need you to think about it. If you're not a student of the game, okay? Let me use medical terms to make it simple. Okay? I can watch any YouTube on being a doctor. I can read any book on being a doctor. I can take as many notes as I want to on being a doctor. But if I don't go to the school, medical school, to learn the language of being a doctor, then when it comes time to operate, which will never happen, that I won't know what I'm doing, even though I watched information and I read information and I took notes on information. So what I'm saying to you young men out here is that we have to look at the reality that you're operating from, which has nothing to do with women, nothing at all. It's a system that you are operating from right now. The system that you're operating from right now is a reality, as I've always said, and I'll continue to say this, of your parents, teachers, and your pastor. Which means is that this is why you are not able to go forth and do the things you want to do with a woman, because in the system that is built for you, it is not built on believing in yourself. It is not built on trusting yourself. It is not built on loving yourself, caring about yourself, or having a standard for yourself. It is built on, I am going to tell you what to do. I'm going to tell you what to think, and I'm going to tell you how to move. And if you don't move that way, you're going to fail a class or you're going to get grounded. That's who you are right now. And most of you guys don't even understand that, because that's the system that you've been operating on. And this is why when you want to do something like talk to a woman, all right, this is why a lot of you guys get a little nervous. This is why you get fear. This is why you get anxiety. This is why you don't know how to communicate, because you've never actually communicated with a person. The other version, I told you there's a version of you that is above your thoughts. But right now, your thoughts are holding you down because you believe that the version you are right now is actually you. It's not you. But that's the missing piece, gentlemen. Okay? It's not that you don't know what to do, gentlemen. You know what to do. You know how to go up to her. You know how to say hello. You know how to introduce yourself. You know how to ask her on a date. It's funny, you know how to do all these things, but as soon as you go over there, isn't it even funnier? Well, not funny, because I don't want to make a joke of this, but isn't it funny that you don't know how to move within the thought? Because with every thought that you have is a thought that's not built on trusting yourself. It's not built on believing in yourself. You were never taught to believe in yourself. You were taught to behave. You were taught to read, to write, to spell, to do math. You were taught to study. You were taught to take notes. You were taught to get A's, B's, and C's. That's all you were taught to do. But you were never taught how you need to move when it comes to interacting with a woman. But see, what happens is, for many of you guys, when you know what to do, and because you are not that person doing that thing, that's why you begin to panic. That's why you get nervous. That's why you have fears. That's why you stumble. That's why you ask women, what do you do for a living? That's why you're shocked when I tell you you don't have to ask a woman a question. But you're shocked because through your reality, you can't see what you can't see, gentlemen. The thing is that when you are moving the way you are right now, and you guys know what I'm talking about, and you know if you know, just have to be honest. Again, like I said, you know how to talk to a woman. You know what to say. You know what to do. You even know what you want, even if it's sex or you just want that woman or whatever it is you want. But the moment it happens, isn't it odd that something starts to whisper in your ear, okay? That tells you she's so beautiful, that she's not going to like you. You don't have a chance with that woman. Don't even try. You're going to fail. Don't do it. You're going to look like an idiot when you do it. So just sit back. Do nothing. Say nothing. Be nice. Be kind. Be polite. Beat around the bush. Play games. Walk on eggshells. No matter what is whispered to you guys out here, that voice, not you, is creating stories in your head. That means that it is not you, the storyteller or the narrator. It is actually you, the person that is co-starring in the story that thing that is in your head is actually creating for you. So you're just saying to yourself, okay, so I see a woman I want to talk to, and then you give the pen and you give the paper to that voice that writes out this script that says, well, you can't get her co-starring you. And it's going to come up with every scenario and every situation to make you feel like you're not going to win. And that voice, not you, begins to create stories, okay? And not only does it create stories, it's going to create stories to make you seem like you're less interesting. It knows you better than you know yourself. And that's what most people don't understand. That voice knows you inside and out. It, not you, knows all of your fears. It, not you, knows all your anxieties. It, not you, knows all of your secrets. But it knows how to utilize thought to get you to feel like whatever he's saying is actually the truth. But it's not the truth. It is just a thought that you have. But as I said to you before, thoughts are temporary. But when you are not one thought, one mind, one way, you're going to feel like that thought is actually real. But what makes the thought real, gentlemen, is not the actual thought itself. What makes the thought real is that your mind, think of your mind as a library right now, okay? Or that enemy of yours. Because he knows you so well, what he's going to do, okay? All right? What he does so well, okay? At the end of the day, he knows how to pull out information to make whatever thought he wants you to believe believable, because he knows how to pull out things in your past to tie into the thought, which makes you feel like, you know what, I can't talk to that woman. She's not going to like me. She won't be interested in me. I can never get a woman like that. If I ever got a woman like that, I wouldn't know what to say. I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't know how to text. So what happens is, this is how your open loop begins. You see, the open loop, gentlemen, in this game, man, is really what you would say, it's an unfinished feeling, gentlemen, inside of your mind. Write that down. It is an unfinished feeling, okay? It is a part of you that cannot relax until she responds. It's a part of you that can't sleep well until she has to finish the story. And finishing this story is not, I'm saying, write a story, gentlemen. She has to respond back to you the way you feel she should respond back to you. Brandon, you have a question? So if it utilizes thoughts against us, would you say we need to utilize the opposite thoughts to detonate our mind? No. I've always told you, Brandon, if you watch 8 Mile, that's basically the thing you have to do. 8 Mile gave you all a secret in how you deal with your thoughts that y'all don't even realize. If you don't even have to watch the whole movie, just watch the end of 8 Mile. And if you notice at the end of 8 Mile, Brandon, when it was time for the final rap battle, instead of Eminem allowing Papa Doc to go ahead and talk down to him like the mind would, he talked down to himself to silence Papa Doc, which means you can also silence the mind by agreeing with him. See, most of you guys, your fight is that you're trying to disagree. When he says you're scared, you say you're not. When he says you won't go over and talk to her, you say I will. And all you're doing all day is arguing with somebody, and you're not crazy. You're arguing with somebody that you cannot touch, shake, or throw out of a window. But yet, you're constantly arguing with that person because you think he's real, because in the reality that you're in, you were never taught that your thoughts are not the thing that drives your behavior. It is the way you see yourself. It's the way you feel about yourself, Brandon. So it's not about going opposite against your thoughts. It's that when your mind tells you you can't get her, you're right. I can't get her. But if you agree with the thought, then can he say anything after that? If you say, okay, you know what, there's a woman over there. I'm over there and talk to her. The thought comes in and tells you, you can't get her. Instead of arguing with the woman, instead of arguing with the thought, you say, okay, you're right, and go over there anyway. He won't have anything to say at that point, because at that point, he can't argue with you anymore, because you've taken all the power away from him, just like Eminem did in that movie 8 Mile. It's a very good question. But see, I think what happens to a lot of you guys out here, y'all don't understand the format of the game, okay? Y'all only live in this gray box in your reality. And I keep trying to tell you young guys out here that you got to get out of the gray. And the gray is the part in the reality that you're in where you believe in yourself in some things, but when it comes to women, dating, and relationships, you don't know yourself well enough to actually believe in yourself, guys. So guys, please write this down. We're talking and breaking all this down, okay? So what I want to say is that you can know what to do, like I told a lot of you guys out here, right? All right, you know what to do. You know what to say, right? All right? But the problem is, the reason why you can't put it in action is because you know it from a wrong reality. Let me explain. I don't have a chart or board with me, but if you guys can draw a circle, if you guys can just draw a circle and put a small little square, in the circle, you'll understand this. But what I'm saying to all you guys out here is that where a lot of guys go wrong is that every thought that you have is in that big circle, that reality. You are not that reality. But the problem is you believe that reality is actually you, but it is not you. And all the information that you are putting into that reality is not one. Okay, let me give you an example, because I don't want to like throw you guys off. So let me give you an example. Okay, you want to be a cook or a chef, all right? Right? But what you're unfortunately doing is what you're putting in, or the classes you're going to. You're going to accounting, you're going to lawyer or doctor school. And you're wondering, why can I hold on, retain, or do what I need to do to be able to be a cook? Remember, your first reality is built on reading, writing, spelling, math. That's your first reality. But the problem is, gentlemen, is that any information outside of school is not going to work for you, because that's the wrong place for the information. It's like going to math class learning social studies, or it's like going to English class learning history. You're in the wrong class and in the wrong room, but nobody's going to actually tell you that because your mind doesn't want you to know that you're going to the wrong classes. Sure, you can go into a class, the teacher can speak to you and talk to you and tell you things, but you're not retaining the information because the information is based off of a wrong system or put in a wrong reality. The reality that you should have is that, yes, you know how to read, you know how to write, you know how to spell, okay? But those are tools. Those are not realities. Your writing, reading, spelling are tools that your parents helped you and indoctrinated you with to be able to utilize in certain scenarios, in certain situations. But the problem is, gentlemen, you're playing and operating on a wrong system because the tools that you are utilizing right now are not based on the reality that you want to be in, especially when it comes to dating a woman. Dating a woman is its own reality, just like English class is different from math class. But the problem is that you want to go to English class and you want to learn social studies, you want to learn science, you want to learn geometry, trigonometry, and the problem is that you're in the wrong system. Brandon says I've been doing it wrong by just memorizing what to say in school. Yes. Remember, Brandon, school is to teach you how to have a certain amount of tools so you can get a job, pay your bills, and let money flow. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. So let's say that class is gym class, okay? So what you're doing, Brandon, is you're going into gym class, going to the gym teacher and saying, okay, I'm ready to study math now. I'm ready to learn English now. I'm ready to learn my history lesson now. And that's the problem. You're going in the wrong class. The classes are the realities. Most of you guys assume that there's only one reality that you're in, but I told you the other day, you are two simultaneous realities right now, as I told you. When you are thinking and moving, that is a reality, but your thoughts are its own reality, which means that you have two realities moving at one time. You are walking. You are doing whatever you want to do. You see a woman. You are still breathing, reality. Your heart is pumping, reality. You can still hear, walk, and see, realities. But you see a woman, right? And then those thoughts come in, which is its own reality. But because you want to listen to the thoughts, it disrupts your reality and flips you into another reality. So what I'm saying is that most of you guys don't understand is that you just don't understand that right now the way you're moving is not wrong. I keep always telling you guys, there's nothing wrong with you. Everybody wants to tell you what's wrong with you, but they don't want to tell you what's actually the matter or what the problem is, gentlemen. All right? So this is the missing piece, okay? And this is why, okay, you don't have information, okay? A lot of y'all guys, all right, a lot of you young men out here, the reason why you're having trouble with women is not the woman, it's the information about the woman in which you're drowning in. See, the problem is that because you're placing women above yourself, the problem is because you want to have sex, which is fine, you want to be with a woman, you want to date with a woman, you want to sleep with a woman, you want to do things with women that are legal, you know what I mean, or with her permission. The problem is all of your information is wrong. Remember, going into the math class, trying to learn science. You're not going to math class trying to learn science. You're going into math class to learn math. And what I mean by the math is the information is wrong because you're looking at the wrong information. The first layer of information that you should have is the information on you. Who am I? Why am I? What am I to me? How should I present myself to somebody to believe enough in myself where I will never assume anything about a woman, I will never judge a woman, nor will I ever have an expectation of a woman. I am just going to present who I am to that woman, if that makes any sense. And I think a lot of men, I think that's the biggest problem. Okay? See, the world can preach self-respect. The world can preach identity. The world can preach awareness. But if one is not ready to take in the information, then the information is going to just drop. It's not going to help you. One has to be willing to let go of the ego, let go of the self-importance, and be open to information to be able to close the loop. Give you a prime example. All of you young men know numbers. To start off, whenever you guys came into this world, you had to learn numbers. You were open to learn information and learn the tools to be able to understand the information, to take it to your blacksmith that closed the loop. So right now, you are a closed loop when it comes to numbers. That means you know how to count from 1 to 10 forwards and backwards. You know numerical order. You know how to add. You know how to subtract. All right? You know the basics of math. But it was because you opened yourself up to information. But the one thing that you're not opening yourself up to, gentlemen, is the information on yourself. And that's the problem. Because there's a part inside of you that thinks it knows better than you. It is a part of you that says, hey, you know what? Don't listen to that motherfucker. He doesn't know what he's talking about. It's the same part of you that says, you know what? You can't get that girl. You're not good enough. So there's a part that is going on with you right now that is giving you wrong information, trying to get you to be and do something that you are not. And that's what I'm trying to get you young men to see when it comes to this game. And that's why everything is very important that we're talking about. See, I'm not trying to say any of this, guys, to clown you. This is not me putting you down. I'm not trying to belittle you. I'm just trying to get you to see something that you rarely get to see when it comes to the game, because people don't understand the game like that, okay? And the guys, again, if you have a question, go ahead and cap it. We got you covered, okay? I'm not here to beat you up. I'm not here to put you down. I'm here to get you to see something that you don't see and something that you don't understand, okay? I'm here to teach you something and tell you the truth before it turns you into somebody who is not represented by who you actually are, because you don't know who you are, especially when you get around a woman. You think you know who you are, but who you are is waiting for somebody to tell you something. So, as I say for all you guys out here, I know how it feels when you guys go up to a woman, but it's like, what do I say to a woman? How do I get myself across from a woman, which can be very frustrating, okay? But I'm trying to say that a woman, and one thing you have to understand is that the game would never be about women. But guys, if you have a question, go ahead and cap your questions. We got y'all covered, okay? But there are conversations that y'all are having, and there are conversations that a lot of y'all don't want to have. And this is one of them right here. Because I get it. As young people, you think you are indestructible. You think you know everything. You think you understand yourself. But then you get so confused and mad and say to yourself, well, why doesn't she like me? Why didn't she call me? Why doesn't she text me? What did I do wrong? What do I need to say? How do I get better? So there are things that's happening to you guys right now that is very frustrating, that hopefully by you listening to what I'm talking about just in this small little class, that you guys have more of an understanding, okay? This guy has a question. He says, I have a video, a woman from another country. Well, sir, it's not about, okay, I want to explain to you right here. If you don't have any game and you don't believe in yourself, you're asking for pointers when the problem is there's nothing that anybody can tell you. You're already fucked. Okay, I'm going to give you a pointer. You're already failed. You have already lost her before you got her. because you're a grown man asking for pointers versus learn how to point. And I appreciate what you're asking, but I hope you guys can understand what I'm saying in this. This is a great question. See, the person that's asking for pointers has already exposed itself to the woman to show, I don't know who I am. I don't know who I am. I don't know how to lead you. I am not decisive. I don't have any game. So what I'm going to do is talk to you, beat around the bush, walk on eggshells, and I'm going to be bland, basic, and boring. And I hope that you like me enough to reach out to me. You've already failed. This is the point. Guys, here's the point I'm trying to make. I'm glad that he asked the question, but if y'all are just joining us, he asked, are there any pointers? And listen to me, young man. That's the problem. No one should have to tell you where to point. No one should have to give you pointers. It is like you asking me, are there any pointers that you can give me for me to go in the kitchen and make a bowl of cereal? No, you taught yourself to walk into the room or the kitchen. You taught yourself to grab a bowl. You taught yourself to grab a spoon. You taught yourself to grab milk. You taught yourself to grab cereal. But you're asking me to, okay, you know, all right, well, Steve, I don't listen to you. I don't follow you. I just do it myself. But now I got a woman that kind of likes me. Can you give me a pointer on how to make cereal? It doesn't work that way, young man. But again, I appreciate what you're saying, but you have to understand, and I'm not trying to be an asshole here, but you have already failed. Because the moment that you're looking for pointers, it automatically says, I need to impress her because I'm not impressive. I need to say something to get her to like me because I'm an open loop, if that makes any sense. Hello, beautiful. How are you? All right. This is not about manhood, okay? All right. What I'm saying is to this young man, okay, wait. He said, so it's no different than face to face, but sir, you're not listening to me. You're not listening to me. It doesn't matter if you put a note on a dove. It doesn't matter if you have fire and you make a smoke signal. It doesn't matter if you're face to face with her on the phone, texting, or whatever you're doing. You've already failed because you don't believe in yourself, because you've never created an environment to seduce her, to make her want to talk to you. You're looking for a pointer. How is a pointer going to make her want to talk to you when you don't even know who you are or what you're about? And that's why most of y'all fail. If I am around a woman, I don't need a pointer. I'm going to point her in the direction I need her to go. And that's the question I ask myself. Do I want to make her smile right now? Do I want to look at her and grin right now? Do I want to make her stomach have butterflies right now? Do I want to kiss her right now? Do I want to make her look away right now? What do I want to do? Because I believe that I am capable of doing that. But if you are not capable of doing it, no pointer is going to help you. Okay, let me give you an example. You say, Steve, give me a pointer on this woman I'm talking to. Okay, say hello. So then you run over there and say hello to her. And then she says hi. And you're like, can you wait 1 second? I'll be right back. Okay, Steve, I said hi, and she said hi back. What do I say now? Any pointers? Yeah. Why don't you let her know that, look, this is the reason why I came over here. This is how I met you, right? I was doing this. I saw you, and you know what? You piqued my curiosity. I am sexually attracted to you, and I want to get to know you in a more intimate way. And you run over there and say that to her. And then she says, well, what do you mean by intimate way? And you're going to say, wait, hold that thought. I'll be right back. Steve, I don't get it. She asked me, what do I mean by intimate way? Can you give me any more pointers? And I'm not trying to be a dick here, but this is what I'm trying to say to you guys out here. This is why the game is so important, okay? Okay? I'm saying to all you guys out here is that your fears are not your weakness, okay? What is happening to you guys out there, remember, I'm just trying to tell you this. Your fears are doing something that you don't understand, and write this down, okay? All right? Your fears when it comes to a woman and young man who's asking for pointers, all right? Your fear is a wound that's trying to protect you with outdated information. You are not going to talk to that woman at all. I know that sounds crazy, but you're not. Listen to what I'm saying, yo, man. It's going to mess you up a little bit. Now, for all y'all that's joining me, the young man asked me to give him a pointer because he met a woman out of the country. I don't care if she's out of the country, if she's next door, she's in another city, or she's on another planet. I'm going to talk to her and not talk at her. So let me go ahead and explain what I'm talking about. Most of you guys out here, when I say outdated information, is that you right now, okay, guys, all right, let me give you an example. So right back in the day, there used to be a thing called a payphone for all you young MFs out here. A payphone was a box that you put 25 cents in and you can make a phone call. That's outdated. There are no more payphones out there because you have a cell phone, right? There are no more telephones in your kitchen anymore. You have technology has changed, but you're operating on an outdated system, okay? All you're doing is learning things from your past because you choose to either stay in the past and not move in the present. That's what I'm saying, okay? And I want you guys out here to understand what I'm saying to that young man out here, okay? Because you are nervous about that woman and because you're trying to please her, you've already failed, young man. Because that woman is not talking to you. And I know this is going to sound crazy, but please let me explain women enough to you young men to understand. Anytime you're talking to a woman and you are outdated information, anytime you talk to a woman from fear, anxiety, or worry, you're not talking to the woman. She's already talked to you before. That's the problem. She already knows you because she's met you before. And if she meets you before, she knows where the conversation is going. So the guy that asked for the pointers, everybody, has already failed because there was a version of him that ran into that woman that is going to do this same thing that he's about to do. That's why I'm saying he's failing. I didn't say he was a failure. I'm saying he's going to fail. Okay? Most of y'all young men hold on to these wounds of rejection. You get upset, you get mad, you get bitter, you get angry, but you don't understand. I keep telling you, your thoughts are only temporary. But the problem is all the thoughts that you have based off of a past, you hold on to those things. You never let them go because you never met the version of you that is above your thoughts. Okay, let me give you an example. There is a version of you right now, okay, that is above what I'm about to tell you right now. Again, I keep trying to tell you, this isn't magic, but I have to give you all an idea of what I'm talking about because if I say above your thoughts, you're like, well, what the hell is he talking about? Let me explain it to you. It's not magic, it's not mythical, but once I say it, you'll understand it. Okay, y'all ready? Peep game. Let me take you to school. What I mean by you being above your thoughts right now, okay, is the same equivalent to recognizing and realizing that right now you have a shirt on, but you don't feel the shirt on your body right now because you're above the thought of feeling the shirt on your body until I bring up the shirt on your body. Let me slow that down. Since I've been talking to you guys, you know there is a shirt on your body. Well, hopefully there was one, no diddy, on your body. But you being above your thoughts is knowing there's a shirt on your body, but your focus is not on the feeling of the shirt on your body. you are focusing on what we're talking about, meaning that you're above the feeling of the thought of what it feels like to have the shirt on your body, the socks on your feet, or you can feel the floor or the carpet under you. That's being above your thought, gentlemen. That means you can recognize, now because I brought it up, you recognize it right now. But that's just shifting your focus, if that makes sense. Let me see here. This guy says, do you have any evidence that you get women? No, I can't get women. Sorry, I can't. I'm being honest with you. I can't get a woman. I've never had her before in my life, and I'm a virgin. I'm sorry. I can't, sir. I have no evidence whatsoever. None. You're right. I'm a virgin. I can't get women. I don't know how to talk to women, and I don't have any evidence, sir. I don't know what more to get you. I don't have any evidence, sir. So I think you need to go somewhere else to find other evidence, sir, because I can't help you. I don't know anything about women whatsoever. I don't know how to speak to them, talk to them, interact with them. I don't have a mouthpiece. I just don't know. So you got it. Okay. But again, Scary. No, Scary. Always remember, Scary. Guys, it's very important that you got to understand what that guy's saying. I need everybody to listen to me. The guy came into the room and asked, is there any evidence that I get women? And he's not even listening to the class. He's not even listening to the class. Remember, I told you guys early on that the mind has a way of whispering in somebody's ear. And what did his mind do, everybody? I'm undefeated. His mind said, you know what? Instead of listening to the message, I'm going to look at the messenger and say, I don't know you. You got to prove yourself to me. And no man proves himself to another man, guys. I'm sorry. You just got, remember, guys, Eminem 101. You just have to agree with him. Okay? You just have to agree with him. If somebody ever asks you for evidence, just tell them you don't have it and they'll go away, because that kills their argument. Because then he'll say you can't get women. I agree, I can't get women. He says you don't know how to talk to women. I agree, I don't know how to talk to women. So he can't say anything else bad about me because I already put myself down in his eyes. But guys, let me continue for everybody else that's listening. And I appreciate you guys. But remember, guys, I always told you, when we talk like this, a lot of young men who are angry, bitter, and mad are going to come in, because a lot of young men out here are hurting right now, and they want to lash out. So it's okay, guys, but we got to continue because class is in session, and we're going to keep this up. So let's continue. Please, guys, if you do have a question, please cap it, and I'll be happy to answer your questions if it's relevant to the subject at hand. But anyway, what I'm saying to you guys out here, okay, every time you get around a woman, okay, and every time a woman, which you feel does something normal, I mean, you're talking to a woman or you're interacting with a woman, okay, and everything feels good, and then all of a sudden, she takes, I don't know, an hour to respond, or maybe 2 hours to respond, okay? Let me get this question right here. He said, is it the same shirt as above the wound? No, what I'm saying, young man, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Yes. Listen to what I'm saying. The shirt that you have on your back has never left. It's that you just shifted the attention of what the shirt feels like on your back. Remember, what did I tell you when we first started this? I told you there is a version of you that is above your thoughts, right? And I just explained that to you. There is a version of you right now that is above the thought of knowing what it feels like with the shirt on your back. Since we've been talking, you forgot about that feeling because you shifted your attention on what we were talking about. And that's the same thing. If you can just do that when it comes to fear, anxiety, worry, and anything you have with a woman, that's just going to change the trajectory of what's going on in your life right now. But let us continue. But as I said before, for a lot of you guys out here, that I want you guys to understand, when a man doesn't see the missing piece that I'm talking about right now, he is always going to get frustrated, okay? Remember the guy that says, Steve, where's the evidence that you get women? But remember, gentlemen, I am not here to teach you to get women. I'm here to teach you how women should get you. I'm never going to teach you to approach women, date women, be in a relationship with a woman, run behind pussy, and beg for a woman. I can't teach you that. I don't know. I'm dead serious. I don't know. I don't know how to teach you that. But what I can teach you is how you can learn yourself, okay? What I'm saying to all you guys out here, okay? No, sir. Miguel, listen to me, sir. You have to be careful about the colts that are touching your nutsack and whispering in your ear. A man doesn't give a fluck if a woman comes or goes. A man doesn't care if she's dating someone, seeing someone, texting someone. Why do you care? Why do you care about this? See, that's what I keep telling you guys. Remember, the mind is a very powerful thing that makes a lot of young men who don't understand themselves use certain kind of words to define their weaknesses, their fears, their inadequacies, and the fact that they're bad in bed. He hides behind that word hypergamy because he doesn't know how to talk to a woman. He hides behind that word because he doesn't know how to seduce a woman. See, when you don't know how to seduce, talk to, or turn a woman on, it's easy to use a word. Fuck. Ollie Oxenfree. I can't get a woman, but boy, Ollie Oxenfree, those women, man, they'll cheat and they'll get a man. Ollie Oxenfree. I don't know how to turn her on because she's Ollie Oxenfree. Guys, you can just take a word and change it out, but it's still not going to change the fact that the person that's thinking about it, right, is the problem. Let's get this right here. So the next thing is, sir, okay, sir, what we're saying to you, sir, if you want to talk about another person, go somewhere else. This isn't for you. This class is for all you young men here, and I'm proud of you guys. Listen, I'm going to keep going. I just want to let you guys know it's a very important lesson here because everything's a lesson. There are individuals that don't want you to grow. There are individuals that don't want you to learn. So they're going to try to disrupt the class, and I promise you, my moderator is going to kick them out. So I got you guys. Class will continue. Don't worry. We're here for almost another hour, so I got you, okay? I don't want y'all to get frustrated. I know mad, upset people are going to try to interrupt us, but we must keep going. And that's what I will teach you guys. Let us continue. Guys, what I'm saying is that most of you guys, the way that you think, okay, behavior is something that is secondary, all right? Remember, I keep telling you all that. Your behavior is not you. That is something that triggers based off of how you see yourself and what you think of yourself. Always remember, you should always look at, I'm not going to say look at a guy, but I want to let you guys know that a woman is not looking at your status. They're not looking at your height, your money, or your clothes. What they're looking at is something that they're used to make an assessment from. And that is behavior, gentlemen, all right? That is why when I say that she met you before, she has met the behavior before. She hasn't met you before, but the behavior is attached to somebody that doesn't actually believe in itself. And that's why we're going to talk about that and discuss that, because a lot of people are not teaching you this information. You see, guys, a woman loves a man who is rooted, because when you are rooted in yourself, it actually breaks her algorithm and bends her reality. The majority of these women out here are looking for the behavior, right? But if she's looking for your behavior, but she can't detect your behavior is soft, fear, anxiety, deception, lies, manipulation, desperation, neediness, or something like that, it's another thing. Okay. This guy has a question. He says, Uncle Steve, basically one needs to find the inner strength. No. I see what you're saying. Great question, young man. But no, you are not inner strength. You are you. Okay, I get what you're saying. All right, let me explain. This is a great question, young man, and this ties into the show, everybody. That's why I'm talking on it. You see, what you're saying comes from the reality one, Hallmark cards, and fortune cookies. You are not inner strength. Okay? There is no inner strength. And you don't need inner strength. Inner strength is just a catchphrase word to throw you off, to make you chase a ghost called, okay, women are always going to chase the ghost called happiness, right? When a woman gets with a man, she's going to realize that I've been chasing the wrong thing. With this man, he is leading me to see myself and appreciate myself where I don't have to chase the ghost called happiness, right? Well, in your terms, sir, your ghost is called inner strength. Inner strength is just a word that you're chasing that has no meaning to you. You are not inner strength, and you don't have to chase. Okay, let me explain why I say this. You see, young man, when your mom and dad met each other, you know what I'm talking about, no disrespect to your parents. When you were going to the egg, you didn't need inner strength. This is why I always tell you guys, I'm the only one on YouTube to tell you, make sure you watch The Great Sperm Race so you can understand you didn't need inner strength. You didn't need YouTube. You didn't need red pills, hypergamy, closed money status. You didn't need smashing your sperm with hammers or anything, or inner strength. There is a part of you that had a deeper awareness that got you to the egg. That's why you're here. It wasn't inner strength. I get what you're saying, but it's not inner strength, young man. But when you're asking for inner strength, that's a trick that the mind is telling you you need to throw you off of the pathway in which you must move. Matter of fact, I'm going to do a video tomorrow, a quick little video on that subject right there, because you're taking the wrong step in the wrong pathway. And the problem is, I'm not saying not to have inner strength, but you're using inner strength as a crutch. Not in a bad way, young man, but you don't need inner strength. You just need to understand who you are in the moment that you're in. But it's a great question. Let me continue. Let me see here. What is causing me to lose confidence in a romantic mindset? Okay. Okay. Well, good question, young man. Okay, let me see. Let me read this again. Losing confidence. Okay, sir, let me ask you a question. You can hold your breath, right? Right? You can stop breathing. But confidence isn't like your lungs, like confidence again, like inner strength, is you don't lose confidence. You can't lose something you've never had in the first place. You are not confident. So you don't lose confidence because you don't believe in yourself enough to articulate your information to a woman so she can understand who you are. Let me slow that down. A lot of young men out there, you see a woman, right? You look at her ass, look at her titties, and all that good stuff. But because you're looking at her body, you're thinking about all the ways you want to spread her ass cheeks open. You're thinking about all the ways you want to bend her over and twist her like a pretzel. But you never look at the man that has to go over there to introduce that person to her. So you don't have confidence. You just don't have an understanding of yourself. Confidence is a very tricky word, gentlemen, because it can make or break a young man, because that is just another catchphrase word. And that's the problem. That's how the mind tricks you. And that's why you're different. See, when you learn the game and you're a closed loop, you don't have confidence. You're not arrogant. It's just you are above the thoughts that you're having to a point, young man, where you don't feel any pressure. Okay, you and I see a woman. She's got a round ass and some big titties, right? Right? You're going to look at her and say, damn, look at her titties and look at her ass. I'm going to look at her and say, all right, I see her titties and her ass. Now, hold on, let's stop right there. You're like, damn, look at her titties and her ass. I'm like, I see her titties and her ass. But at that point, that's where we separate. Because at that point, young man, you're saying, damn, look at her titties and her ass. I got to smash her. I got to get it. I got to sleep with her. And I got to get it by any means necessary, right? How am I going to say? What am I going to say? What am I going to do? How am I going to do it? Why am I going to do it? How am I going to say it? I mean, was she like a guy like me? Am I tall enough? Am I good enough? I'm saying I see her ass and her titties. Now, I need to introduce her to this dick to see even if she's worthy enough for me to even send her a text message. You see the difference right there, gentlemen? Because I don't feel the pressure. Okay? I can admire a woman just like you guys can without losing who I am. And that's where the problem comes in, that young man. You've already lost yourself because you're placing her above yourself. Just like you're placing your thoughts above yourself, if that makes sense, everybody. See, I always say for you guys out here, a woman cannot reject you. Please listen. Wait, before you say anything, please listen. Women don't reject men at all. And I know y'all saying, Steve, whatever you're smoking, man, you got to give me some because you want some bullshit right now, because women do reject men all the time. The fuck they don't. Let me explain, gentlemen. Listen to me. The only way a woman can ever reject me, and this is the truth, is if I see that woman and I have an expectation, an assumption, or a judgment. Because at that point, I've created a story about someone I haven't even met before. I haven't said anything to that woman, but in my mind, I've already got her ass in the air, her face in the pillow, and she's spreading her ass cheeks. I already got the story in my head. So then I go over to her and talk to her like I'm already fucking her. And that's where you guys go wrong. See, you talk to women like they're a piece of meat. You talk to women like they're sluts and whores, but you never talk to them like a grown-ass man. I accept that a woman doesn't have to be interested in me. I've accepted that she can have a boyfriend. She doesn't have to even talk to me. So her replying back to me isn't a rejection. That is me presenting myself to her and letting her determine by the information I give her whether we're going to move forward or not. She said, I told my son about your channel I share. He doesn't listen to me. It's over your head. His father, I tell you about a woman, different types too. Well, I hope, listen, I appreciate what you're saying. I need to connect this. A lot of people are frustrated. And a lot of young men are really like, I want a woman, I want a date, but they just don't want to listen to information that connects them to the source to get all the things they want. You can't force a man or anybody to actually want to be with you. And that's what I always tell you people. We're going to have more deeper conversations on Saturday night's live show. I got a banger for you on Saturday night's show. But I know, but regardless if he's 27 or 18, a lot of young men are afraid of information because sometimes information will show you what you are. And the ego and the self-importance or the mind will make you feel tiny. And people just don't want to feel tiny. But I appreciate what you're saying. But let me continue. So guys, remember I told you we could see a woman, right? You look at her ass and titties like, damn, look at her ass and titties. And I say, I see her, right? A woman can say to me, I'm not interested, right? And the reason why it's not going to hurt me or me feel rejected is because I've accepted the only thing I can do 100 out of 100 times is just present myself. That's it. No more, no less. I am not creating any stories in my head. I'm not thinking about bending her ass over and spreading her ass cheeks, pulling her hair and smacking her ass because I haven't even talked to her yet. So when I'm interacting with a woman, I'm just presenting the best me. And that is me. That's all. From that point, what she does with my information, gentlemen, which y'all don't understand, is actually none of my business. She doesn't define me by saying yes or no. I define me by how I talk to her. And that's what I'm saying. See, what I mean by that, is when I see the woman and I am above my thoughts, I can look at my own mind and see what it's saying. Of course your mind is going to say she's pretty. Let's get that ass. I can see you spreading her ass cheeks. Look at her titties. We'll lick her nipples and we'll smash. We'll nut all in her face. Man, but also, man, how you going to get her, man? She's so pretty. She'll never want to talk to you. She'll never want to date you. Look at her. She's got to have all these guys. You can't compete against other guys. They got bigger dicks than you. They're taller than you. They have more money than you. And I'm saying that, guess what? That can happen. But just because the words are going through your mind, guys, remember, I said earlier and I say it again. There is a version of you that exists that are above your thoughts to a point where you can look at the thought, listen to the thought without allowing that thought to control you. And that's why I say you can look at your own mind, okay? Because the power is not believing what you think. The power is going over there and talking to that woman to make a prime assessment of what I got to do next time I talk to a woman. That's it. Not trying to confuse you guys. Let's keep going. Can mindset change you or only action? With the action confirms? No. Remember, all the beliefs that you have, young man. What's your name? 55. I can't get 90, 59, something 55. I don't have my glasses on. What I'm saying to you, young man, is that I want you to understand before a belief even happens, there has to be a wound that creates the belief. And any belief that you have, guys, always remember, and they used to even say something that I didn't even fucking believe it's not true, but it's really true. Gentlemen, they used to say with this thing, because I used to tell you this in the 90s, when they used to, back in the 90s, guys, I'm pretty old. So back in the 90s or the 80s, okay, gentlemen, they used to push this thing called NLP. And NLP would take a little bit of game and try to tie it into NLP, but I don't want to get in that. And what they would say NLP is really true because they stole that from the streets. They always say the menu is not the territory. Wait, no, they say the meal is not the menu and the map is not the territory. They got that from the game, which is actually true. You can't taste the food by reading it on the menu. But the problem is you believe that you could taste the food by reading what you're reading on the menu. Meaning that whatever belief that you have in yourself, like reading a menu, is not true. And that's where the problem comes in at. You're asking a good question, but the thing is that a woman can love you and a woman can appreciate you because what I'm saying to you, and I know this is going to sound crazy, everything I'm trying to do and everything I will continue to do, gentlemen, for you young men, is to make sure that you guys stop trying to get to know women. I don't want you to get to know women. I don't want you to go after the woman that you meet at a bar or a club or wherever you meet her. Because I'm the only one on YouTube to tell you this, and everybody tells you in their own way, that the woman that you meet is not the woman that you meet. She is a subtotal of every guy before you who didn't know what they were doing, which created a belief system in her to make her think her pussy was special, to make her think that she was running shit. And it doesn't work that way in the game. No knock on women, but hey, they're allowed to be special to themselves. They're allowed to think their pussy is special. What I'm telling you guys out here, that I'm not here to tear women down. It's not about tearing women down or anything. It's just sharing information with you guys to let you know that I don't want you to wear costumes anymore. What I want you to do is I want you to think about the information that I'm giving you to open up your mindset and your mentality so you can start realizing that when you are above your words, when you're above your thoughts, you're not going to get rejected by a woman. Once you are above your thoughts, it is going to change the dynamics because at that point, you don't understand a woman meeting you for the first time. I'll say it again. Most of you guys assume, get your crayons out and write this down. It's very important. Most of you young men out here assume, okay? A lot of you guys assume that when you meet a woman for the first time, you're actually meeting her for the first time. You're not, okay? You're not. You're not meeting women for the first time because you're trying to be somebody that you're not. And when you try to be someone you're not, that's what everybody else is doing. That's why I'm trying to get you to meet yourself the first time so you can present information about yourself for the first time without looking needy, desperate, or insecure. Let me get this question right here. He says, then our board, okay, so then our board then creates the same outcomes that confirm. No. I'm trying to get you to see, and I understand your question. It's very important, guys. He asked about outcomes. Outcomes are tied into expectations, young man. Outcomes are tied into judgments and assumptions. Stop looking. Okay, this is going to sound crazy. Instead of looking for an outcome, why not be the outcome? See, you're looking at a woman like the guy said before. You see a body, you see a woman. Your outcome is you want to tap that ass, and I get it. I know you want to smash. You want to get them butt cheeks, right? Right? But see right there, that is a story of an outcome that you have based off of a woman you don't even know, which means that you have already lost because you're doing what most guys are doing. They see a woman, they think about an outcome, and they don't even think about themselves. They never put themselves in a prime position not to think about the outcome, but to think about who they are in the construct of the outcome. Okay. So what I'm saying to all you guys out here, okay? All right. For all you guys out here, which is very important, okay? Again, for all you guys out here, we want to make sure that it's very important that you guys have to learn how to lead yourself. Because if you can't lead yourself in the game, you're not actually going to win. And if you're not going to lead yourself, you're always going to be outcome dependent. But I've always told you guys before, okay, when you grocery shop, you're not outcome dependent. You know that there's a certain kind of groceries that I need to pick up at the store. I know what I need to get. I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to get those groceries. That's not outcome dependent. That is someone that knows what they need to do, young man. And the problem is that a lot of you guys are looking at women in a different way. And what I'm saying to you guys out here, that is part of the open loop. The open loop is going to be your greatest enemy because your open loop is going to stop you from growing. He says, I'm more looking at how does belief change inside mind. But no, you're not looking, okay, let me use this in mathematical terms. You're looking at division and multiplication, sir, and you still don't understand how to count to 10. Stop worrying about the belief and listen to what I'm saying to you. Your beliefs and your fears are packaged in past that you cannot open up. I'm sorry, that's how it works. So stop looking at the belief and listen to what I'm saying. You can't, okay, you think by solving a belief that you're going to solve you? No, you're not. Because the person that's running you right now, let me explain how smart it is. It will allow you to lose a battle. Win a battle, excuse me. But you're not going to win the war. It will give you something to win on, but you're not looking at the big picture. And that's the problem. He's throwing you off the scent by making you focus on something that you shouldn't focus on. Okay? And what I'm saying to all you guys out here, all right, what's very important is that the missing piece of this, guys, is the wound that many of you have. The missing piece is the fear behind the behavior. The missing piece is the part of you that still believes a woman's response, gentlemen, is going to be the determination of your value. And that's where many of you guys are going wrong. Most of y'all guys make the game about women. That's why you watch information where people are always telling you about women. But that's putting the cart before the horse, which is really weird. Because if you're looking at a woman to determine your value, then you don't see why a woman doesn't see you as valuable. Because if you're making a woman the determination of what and who you are, then you're actually going to lose. And that is a thing that you've got to fix. And that is the thing that you're going to heal. Because if you don't fix that part of yourself and you don't heal that part, this is why what I'm teaching you matters. Because a lot of you guys don't know you can observe certain things without becoming the thing that you observe. Most of y'all guys, like I said before, your determination is worth is based off of women. Okay, let me explain a lot of guys out there. They think because they see a guy on the internet who hires models and goes up to them and talks, they think he knows women. That's not the game. See, I've always told you, and I'll keep continuing to say this since I've been teaching y'all. The game will always teach you. It's not about women. The lie and the manipulation is to make you think that if you say a magical thing to a woman that she's magically going to open up her legs to you, and the world doesn't work that way. It works that way in porn. Okay? So this guy says, what are your thoughts about swag maxing as King 68 do? Sir, I am not asexual or homosexual, okay? And again, if you feel that you want somebody to touch your nutsack and all that, please go ahead and do that. I can't help you. I can't help you. You're already broken. You think swagging around is going to help a person who can't fuck, who can't talk, who can't turn a woman on. So do whatever you want to do, but you're not going to win. Do it. Hey, listen, y'all see what I'm saying, guys? If you believe in that shit, do that shit. And guys, I'm not going to stop a fool from being a fool. Fuck that. If you believe in that bullshit, then believe in it. I'm not trying to change your fucking mind because I don't talk to walls. I talk to men. But let us continue, guys. Okay. Where should I focus on? What's the thing that manipulates my behavior? You. Are you listening? See, guys, I hope y'all ever understand. I'm trying to make this kindergarten. I'm trying to slow it down, and I'm trying to make it first grade information. And yet this person is are you on the spec? Okay. I know a lot of guys are on the spectrum, and I don't knock young men that are on the on the spectrum. They have ADD or have autism. It's okay. But 55, you've got to let me know which one you are so I don't make you feel bad for the shit that you say. So please, sir, please do that. Okay. This guy said, how is it true when women approach him on camera? Okay, it's true. Okay, you're right. You're right. So go listen to him. See that, guys? You don't need to be here. Hey, young man, look, young man, I just started this channel yesterday. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. You don't need to listen to me. Go listen to him. But you want to know what? You want to know why your ass is here? Because you know the shit I'm saying is something you never heard of before. You know the shit I'm saying is something that is something deep inside of you, past the Tampax you're wearing, past your panties, and past your pussy that's saying, damn, we need to listen to that man because all the shit I've been learning ain't give me any pussy. That's why you're here. So don't fight against it or do it. I don't care. You believe with, look, please guys understand this. Listen, everybody listen. I am not here to change your mind. That's not my job. If you believe in what you want to believe in, believe that shit. But best believe you're going to come back here and wonder why you ain't fucking. And I'll be happy to tell you, look at what the fuck you believe in. You're a grown man. Now, okay, look. I get it when we were children. We believed in puppets. We believed in cartoons. But you're a grown man believing puppets are real. I'm not knocking him. Let's not laugh at him. But I'm trying to get y'all to see this ain't for everybody. This ain't for everybody. You see what I'm saying? So, what you do is say, sir, I appreciate you being here, and I will be happy to escort you out of the room. Good luck in your endeavors. I hope you find what you're looking for. But I got to continue. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. But y'all have to understand, in your life, people don't want you to learn or grow, and they're going to try to disrupt the class. I apologize. But I am not here to explain myself to a wall, okay? All right? All right, so I'll keep going to you guys out here, all right? So, guys, got a question? Go ahead, cap it. Let's continue, guys. So, this is the part. We got about 35 more minutes, so let's continue. I'm trying to get all this in. If I don't, I'll get it in on the live show on Saturday. We'll definitely continue where I left off on Saturday on a live show. But this is the part that a lot of you guys skip because this is the part that doesn't let you guys blame everybody for your mistakes, okay? And if you're talking to me, cap your questions because I'm not going to listen. Capping your question means you're raising your hand and you want me to answer a question. But if you're talking, I'm not going to read it. I'm driving, so I'm not going to read your question. But if you capitalize your question, I'll be happy to answer it. But a lot of you guys out here don't understand that you keep saying women don't respond to me. You keep complaining that women don't respect you, respond to you, and it's not fair because I'm a good man. It's not fair because I have money. It's not fair because I have status. It's not fair, okay? When you say it's me who manipulates, but sir, please look, please stop talking. Please, 55, just stop talking. I gotta get to the class. Yeah, I've said enough. This ain't, look, sir, this isn't for you. Okay, this isn't for you. Okay, so anyway, as I was saying before, it's very important is that you guys are always looking at, women respond to certain kind of men, all these things, okay? But here's the real question. Are you carrying yourself like a man who gives a fuck? Or are you carrying yourself like a man who doesn't? And what I'm saying for many of you guys out here, what's hurting a lot of you young men out here, is that you're not looking, again, your thoughts and your wounds are leading what's happening to you guys out here. That's why we're talking about this. See, it's the fear that you have in yourself that is sabotaging what's happening to you. I know you're mad because you're not talking to women, but you're not looking at the man in the mirror to see that it's not the woman's fault. He says, how do I get better at recognizing and initiating with someone? Slow to recognize. Well, no, it's not hard, but again, here's the question. It's a small process of steps that you have to take. But a lot of you young men don't understand the cult that you are in right now. Red pill, manosphere, looks maxing, go to the gym, money, clothes, and status, drizzle, and 100 men versus a bunny rabbit are preventing you from learning anything. See, the mind wants to do everything it can to throw you off. And because the mind is running you right now, you've got to learn how to unlearn what you have learned, because the cults that you are in are never going to teach you anything except worshiping women, getting mad at women, blaming women, lying to women, manipulating women, deceiving women, and worshiping women. So you've got to get all that out of you. You got to get that mommy out of you. You got to get that mommy out of you, okay? This guy says, does the intro to industry where every part needs to be satisfied to move? I don't know what you mean by that question, sir. This guy says, how to deal with the fear of approaching women. Young man, sir, there is no fear. What you got to look at is the person past the fear. You have never created a world to seduce a woman. You don't know how to make a woman laugh. You do not know how to make a woman smile. You do not know how to trigger her femininity and her sexuality. No disrespect. Because you don't know how to do that, you are always going to have fear because you choose to sit on your lazy ass and not want to learn anything. But it's cool. Guys, you can't sit around and do nothing and expect everything. It's like, God, okay, young man, think of it like this. It's like going to college and going to one class and expecting to get a degree at the end of 4 years, and then you're mad at the college and saying, well, why can't I get my degree? I showed up to one class. Why can't I graduate? Sir, it's not the fear. It's the fact that you choose not to want to learn, sir. This guy said the show industry, the company is the same. You can't do something because, well, that's more, okay, what you're saying with industry, okay, that's what you're saying. That is a subsystem question. So if you look at industry or like billions are different of subsystems that have to come together in order for the system for itself to function as a whole. So that's more of subsystems versus systems. But I see what you're saying, sir. Okay. So anyway, and sir, let's keep going. Let's keep going. So let's go ahead and let's keep going, guys. And we got y'all covered. So, guys, and I appreciate everybody in the room listening. Again, this class is going to stay up so y'all can check it out as we continue. Got about 30 more minutes. Let's continue. See, you can be good at certain things, gentlemen, okay? And it's very important about y'all hearing this. But being good has nothing to do with a woman. Here's the question. Because this is what I had to learn when I was 9 years old, man. I had to learn this. Going up to a woman ain't anything. Who's going up to the woman? Do you know how to move her from seduction to triggering her emotions, to triggering her femininity? Do you know how to look at a woman, how to talk to a woman that goes beyond asking questions? And see, this is the thing a lot of guys get frustrated with because they're like, why do I have to do all the work? Why can't she just open her legs and give me some ass? Well, because you're not the only one trying to smash, man. You are not the only one trying to tap her ass. There are a lot of guys out there trying to smash the same woman you're talking to. And that's the truth. You're saying that, do I need to talk to every part to check? Dog, you need to learn the game, sir. Look, you're doing it again, sir. You got to be a student of the game, sir. You have to be a student. Let me continue. See, the problem is with you guys out there, y'all are driven off of your fears. Now, I'm not calling you effeminate. It's just women see feminine things in you. A grown man should never be scared of a woman. I'm not knocking you for being scared of women. It's not that you're scared of women. It's that you're scared of what a woman's going to say because you have created a story in your head that you expect her to give you some ass because she smiled at you, said hello, swiped on you perfectly or something like that. The game doesn't work that way, gentlemen. All right? It doesn't. And what I'm saying to you guys out here is that when you guys stop committing to the fear, you commit to the fear, you commit to your anxiety, you commit to your worry, you commit to your thirst, you commit to your desperation, but you never commit to yourself. And women can feel that, guys. A woman is not going to say this, okay? But women are operating on a different construct than what you are operating on. They have already met you a million times over. They have. For all you multiverse, not DC, I would say more Marvel. For all you Marvel people, or if you've seen the Umbrella Corporation on Netflix, they've been in every reality possible to see every weak guy. They know every weak thing that a weak, thirsty, desperate guy is going to do. There's not one thing that she does not know except a man. She's never met a man before. She's never met a person that believes in himself, okay? How does it look to commit to fear versus yourself? What I'm saying is how, okay, I'll give you a prime example. I'll simplify it. You making cereal. When you go make cereal, are you afraid of the bowl? Are you afraid of the spoon? Are you afraid of the milk? And are you afraid of the cereal? No. You just go in the cabinet and make cereal, man. That's not, guys, I'm not trying to complicate this, and I'm not trying to make this all like mystical. I'm just trying to make it kindergarten, sir. And I'm not trying to belittle you, but I'm saying that's the difference. That's what it is. When you say I want to make cereal, you just go make fucking cereal. That's it. The problem is when you say I want to smash that woman, you're already putting yourself down because you're placing a pussy over your dick, no diddy, and you don't even see that. When you say I want to make cereal, you don't put the bowl above you. You don't put the spoon above you. You don't put the milk above you. You don't put anything above you. See, whatever, okay, remember, guys, please write this down. I've always told you, whatever you place above yourself, you're going to worship, okay? That's why for you religious aficionados, you pray to your Allah, God, Buddha, Yahweh, dolphins, flowers, whoever you pray to, you worship. So that means that you look up to, right? But the problem is you worship women the same way you worship who you pray to. You worship pussy as if it is a god, as if it can walk on water, slice the air, and a fucking unicorn come out. But you don't understand that. The moment you worship a woman is the moment you devalue who you are. See, you don't devalue yourself worshiping to God. You devalue yourself worshiping to a woman thinking she is a god, where you devalue who you are. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying not to worship religion. This is not about religion. I just had to tie it in for you religious people to understand what it means. But most of y'all don't understand that when you worship a woman and devalue yourself, then what is the communication you're having? A devalued person that doesn't believe that I'm good enough for you. That's why I worship you. And because I worship you, I need you to define who I am, because I'm going to place my value into you. See, that's worshiping, guys. And I hope you guys understand that. But I'm just trying to simplify it, guys. I'm not trying to make it complicated. We just have to realize that we are worshiping, okay? This person asked a question. To control the mind, doubt, and procrastination, okay, is used to take action. Following, writing the patterns of the 1, 2, 3, yes. 2, 3, 7, yes. Okay. Boy, you got a lot here. All right, I got a little bit of time. All right, so, okay. What I'm trying to teach you, young man, you asked a great question, but it's in the question where you're going wrong. And I know you don't see it, but I got you, big dog. It's a great fucking question. What I'm telling you, all right, I want you to take what you just said and think about you making a bowl of cereal. I'm trying to simplify it. I'm not trying to belittle him. Just think about what you said. And I want all you guys to look at what he said, all right? He said to control the mind's doubt and procrastination. Okay, let's just take that right there. And I appreciate you led with that, because that's your truth. And I respect that. But what I'm saying to you, young man, is this. Is that the same thing that you have when you walk in that kitchen to make cereal? Is that the same thing you have when you grab a wallet, your car keys, a remote control, when you turn on a light switch, open up a door, grab your cell phone, go on internet? Do you have procrastination and do you have doubt? The answer is no. Okay, so if that's the answer, then the question is, what's causing the doubt? Which means is that you're worshiping something that you shouldn't worship. Okay, all right, watch this. This is going to get deep, guys. All right, okay, don't drown on me. This is what I'm about to say here. We're going to get deep. This is why your question too. Look, young man, what's your name? King Richard. Because you asked this question, King Richard, I'm going to lace your ass up. No diddy. All right, look at this. King Richard just gave you a wrench. King Richard, you said that one of the most important things that I have to explain that ties everything in, okay? Now listen, King Richard, it's going to get deep. You asked an excellent question. You all have been asking great questions. I need you to listen, King. Okay. When we are sick, okay, our bodies have a way of trying to get the sickness out of ourselves. Okay, I want y'all to think about that for a second, because we've all been sick. Now, I don't drink and I don't smoke, even though I'm a crackhead and an alcoholic. But what I'm saying is that your body, when you're sick or you're drunk, right? When you're sick or you're drunk, your body makes you throw up to make yourself feel better, right? When you're sick and you got food poisoning, it's going to come out of one or two holes, if y'all know what I mean. But it's going to do it enough times to get all of the poison out of you. Now, 237, let me tell you why I wrenched you up. Because what if I told you the doubt that you're having is telling you you shouldn't have any doubt, but you believe in the doubt? But what if I told you the doubt that you're having is like your body trying to push out the poison that you have in your mind? You should never doubt yourself. I didn't say you can fly, and I didn't say you can fly an airplane. come on, guys, you got to be honest about that. I'm saying that, young man, when you brought up doubt first, I'm trying to show you there is no doubt, if that makes any sense. Okay? Does that make sense? And let me see here. Let me continue. Shout out to y'all in this building. You know, for the ladies, we always lace the ladies up. We always got the ladies up, but let's keep going, okay? Let's keep going. So, what I'm saying to all you guys out here, okay, so what I'm saying to you guys out here, let us continue. He says, also sucks because of my chat. Wait, let me see here. Wait a second. I'm reading this thing. Hold on. Hold on. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Guys, get your questions in. We got a little bit longer. Get your questions in, guys. Got a bit longer, but let's continue. So, for many of you guys out here, okay, for a lot of you guys out here, remember, in order to understand where a lot of you guys are coming from, you have to understand the rules and where you are, okay? All right. Um, a lot of young men are hurting today and they just don't know how to communicate themselves. They're always lashing out. You will always know there's always going to be racism, hatred, or something because a lot of young men are frustrated because they're like, I don't know how you get pussy and I can't, but I'm angry, bitter, mad, and that's how the world goes, okay? All right. So what I'm saying is, sir, I don't see your question. I don't know what you're talking about, your question. Is it possible to change who we are, really only expand what we are? No, 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 no. Sir, listen to me. It has nothing to doing, okay, this is not about changing who you are. You can't change who you are. Okay. All right, let me see if I can give y'all a scenario. Okay. There are two different yous right now. Let me give you an example. What's your name? Let's say accountant. I can say accountant. I don't have my glasses on. Accountant. This is very important, guys. Listen. Okay, accountant, listen to me. There are two different yous right now. Okay, accountant. There's a you that's in this room right now. Then there's a you that goes to his job, okay? So that means that you are two different individuals in two different realities, meaning that the way you are right now isn't the way that you are when you go to your job, because when you go to your job, you are what you consider a professional you. That's a different you. You know, when you with your boys, you shoot the shit, you talk about women and smashing and sex and pussy and ass and titties. That's you outside the job. But when you go to the job, you are in a different reality of being professional, right? So why am I saying this to you? You're saying, is it possible to change? You can't change who you are. Okay, I keep telling you guys, and I've been saying this since the 90s, you're stuck in what I call theater number one. In theater number one, you think that you are one thing. You are a multitude of yous. I swear to you, I'm not trying to be mythical. There is a limited source of yous out there that you haven't tapped into yet, because you think that who you are now is the only you that you're going to be. Now, remember, I told you, and I wrote this down on a piece of paper. I'll say it again. There is a version of you that's trying to exist above your thoughts and the fears, right? You can watch them without being controlled by them. And that's what I'm saying. You know how to tie your shoes. You know how to put your socks on. Do you ever go to your drawer and look at your socks and get worried about putting on your socks? Now, I'm not trying to minimize this or belittle you. I'm just trying to connect the dots to all you guys out there to see the difference between what you need to learn versus arguing with people who don't understand something. I'm trying to get you to see things for yourself. The thing about the game is not being me. Don't follow me. Don't believe me. Don't listen to me. See it for yourself. And that's why I try to put you in situations that you can see for yourself, young man. So when you look at your socks in your sock drawer, okay? Do you think about doubt? No. Do you think about fear? No. Do you think about anxiety? No. What you do is look at those goddamn socks and say to yourself, okay, do I want to wear the black ones or the white ones? Do I want to wear the short ones, or I don't know if you shouldn't have tube socks. We used to have that in the 70s and 80s. I don't think tube socks are around anymore, so don't mind you, but that's how we had a choice. We could wear socks up to our knees. I don't know, it was really tough in the 70s and the 80s for us kids, but I'm just saying that's the analogy for all you guys. Everybody can understand it. Everybody knows when you go to your sock drawer, you decide what sock you want to put on, but you don't think about the sock. You don't think about the fear. You don't think about the anxiety. That's what I'm trying to show you. But the problem is there are a lot of young men that don't want to hear this information, because hearing this information is going to force them to realize that women are not the problem. Women, like the socks, no disrespect to women, but just giving you an analogy. Women are no different than the socks. The only difference is that they have a free mind. A woman doesn't have to like you. She doesn't have to talk to you, and she can do whatever she wants. Why do we care? You don't care about your socks. You just grab them, motherfuckers. I'm not saying grab a woman, but I hope y'all understand. He said going to put the socks on and not think about it because I'm a... Yes! Yes, accountant. Yes, 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 yes. I'm not saying you're above women. I'm saying you should believe you're above all things except the God in which you pray to. There is nothing wrong with sitting on your throne and realizing you're above all because you are the only one of your kind based off your fingerprint. You are above your socks. You are above cereal, remote controls, and yes, women. And what I mean by being above a woman is saying that she cannot have me. She's got to earn me. I am not just going to talk to her and smash her because she wants to open her legs, because I'm exclusive. I am not just going to fucking get and beg a woman to be with me because I know what value I am. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, sir, but you kind of got that. Appreciate the question. This guy says, made sense, and I realized the fear of winning because of the impact and discovery, okay? So what I'm saying to all you guys out here to learn and understand the game is that most people out here, and it's really crazy, is that I need to talk to y'all real quick because we only got a little bit of time. I want y'all to think about this. Okay, I want you to understand the enemy. Women are not the enemy. I'm not the enemy. Your thoughts are the enemy. Gentlemen, when you go to math class, you should focus on math. Yes? When you go to history, you should focus on history class, even though we know history is fake, whatever. But I want you all to see some of the people that were in this room today, right? I'm saying, I'm trying to get you to love, appreciate, understand, and connect with yourself. That's the class, right? But do you see how powerful thoughts are? Everybody wants to talk about everything other than the subject at hand to give you an idea that there's nothing wrong with you. But do you see how powerful the mind is? We had racist people in here. We had people that were walls, hatred, everything under the sun. But everybody else in this room, y'all all get A pluses today. You want to know why? Because y'all listening to the message and not the messenger. And that's the problem. All you guys have to understand when it comes to a lot of individuals out here, they don't want to learn. They don't want to grow. And they want to stop you from growing. Nobody wants to do that. And I'm proud of you guys, all you that listen today. Y'all did an excellent job because for the first time in a long time, you didn't allow your mind and you didn't allow your thoughts to disrupt the class. And y'all guys did a good job today, man. The every Okay, yes, we're always gonna have a few bad apples. We'll get them out of the room, I promise you. Shout out to my moderators. But my job is not to explain myself to anybody. I'm just here to pass information. If you want to take it, I appreciate you. If you don't, you don't. My job is to show you what the game is about and close that loop in the reality that is slowing you down right now. Because if you don't close that reality, you're going to have a midlife crisis. You are not who you are right now. I know you're upset. I know you're mad. And I know you're going through things. I know you want to be heard. I get it. But the world doesn't care about us, okay? And I'm just saying to all you guys out here, okay? And shout out to you, Lincoln. I appreciate you, Lincoln 707. But I'm saying to all you guys out here, y'all did an excellent job. Y'all have asked excellent questions. And we'll continue. Guys, I'm gonna drop a video. Okay, guys, tomorrow, quick video hit. Small steps. Small steps. In order for us to gain the knowledge, we must take small steps, okay? All right? I don't want you to think about winning, and I don't want you to think about winning with a woman. I want you to stop thinking about losing to a woman and stop thinking about you have a loser mentality and you can't get a woman and she's not going to like you. Guys, let's just keep it a buck. They're not going to like you and they're not going to like me. They're going to have other people they're talking. That's just the world, okay? We can't expect a woman to just give us everything we want them to give us. That's not the game. The game is something deeper, okay? These are the missing pieces. Part of it, guys. The wound under the behavior, gentlemen, all right? We just have to learn that what behavior are we displaying? But why? Where is it coming from? When somebody has hatred in their heart, where is it coming from? You see what I'm saying? And for all you young men out there, listen to what I'm telling you. Because I'm not here to kiss your asses and motivate you. This is not fortune cookie or Hallmark cards. You made it to the egg. You all are bad motherfuckers. All of you. Just off of the principle of making it to the egg. I'm the only one on YouTube that will tell you, if you don't understand me, don't believe me, write this down. The Great Sperm Race. It's on YouTube. Watch it. I think start at the 5-minute mark when they're running through the valley. Don't believe me. Watch it. Because that's what separates us from these other YouTubers. I'm going to give you homework assignments and to do things so you can trust you. Don't believe me. Don't trust me. Don't do anything because I'm not here to, this is not a cult. I'm here to pass down information. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just how you're looking at things is wrong. Hopefully that makes sense. There's nothing wrong with you. We've got to stop looking at who we are based off of what a woman thinks about us. Then when we can start doing that, gentlemen, you guys are going to win. And I don't want you to beat yourselves up. Again, we're going to have a live show on Saturday. I'll drop a video tomorrow. We'll keep this up. But I just want y'all guys to know there's nothing wrong with you. Okay, so he says, so trust is made by me coming to consultation and believe that thing. No. Listen, young man, listen. I can't tell you that. I'll tell you why. I've had clients for years that struggle. You want to know why? Because they don't want to do the work. I've had guys listen to the show for years who chose to sit on their ass. I've got new clients that say, man, I've been listening to you for 4 or 5 years and I'm finally tired of losing. So, young man, what I'm saying is I can't tell you you're going to change because I don't know how much drive, discipline, and how locked in you are. I would lie to you if I say that shit. I can't tell you that shit. That'll be a lie. The truth is, I can't tell you because I don't know how bad you want it. I know, I told you guys real quick, I wanted it bad when I was 9. I wanted to learn the game. I wanted to do everything I can to be a student of the game. I know what it means to want it, but I can't tell you. That'll be a lie. I can't tell you you're going to win and you're going to get women because I don't know your drive. I don't know your hunger for knowledge. I don't know your discipline. So I can't say that, young man. What I can say is that before you come over here, you've got to ask yourself, if I'm not 100% in, don't do it. Don't do it. See what I'm saying? Y'all guys think I'm trying to make a money grab. I'm telling you, don't do it. It's a waste of your time. If you're not going to dedicate yourself to this, you're wasting your time. So that's the thing that you've got to ask yourself. That's the $1 million question that you got to see in yourself. That's what I'm saying. Let's see. I'm about to wrap this up. He says, you say you mean the structuring. You say, I mean the structuring mindset. Again, I can't tell you the structure. I've got to show you how to build it yourself. But you can't build the structure if you don't believe in yourself. So it's levels to this, big dog. Guys, everybody that wants to go to college and graduates doesn't get a degree just because they go to college and they're a student. Only the ones that have the drive and the discipline are going to be the ones that are going to get through the studying, the note-taking, the exams, and get the degree. Just because you go to college doesn't mean you're going to get a degree, which means I'm going to be honest with you. If you are not in this at 100%, don't do it. Don't do it. You're wasting your fucking time. Because whatever is preventing the 100% is the thing that's going to force you to go back to what you were before you stepped in. That's what I'm saying. That's the truth. Okay, so what I'm saying to all you guys out here, if you want your pathway, it's free. Just email me, themanmindset@gmail.com. I'll send you the PDF file, watch the videos, read, and make a choice. I don't care. And I'm not saying this as like a sales ploy. You've got to make a decision. I came to make a decision for you. That's not the game. The game is about you and free will. You must come in with free will, then you will learn how to give women free will to fuck with you. Man, this game is good, man. Guys, soak up this game. Y'all did a good job. And we are going to keep this up. We got a live show Saturday. I'll drop a quick video today, which is Friday, and we'll lock this in. Y'all did awesome, man. And we'll keep this up. I'm out.